And now we're going to coat the screens, which means we need to get the emulsion onto the mesh so we can actually burn our designs onto the mesh. Now there's two types of emulsion. I use the Cericol Dyrasol. It's a 1-pot unit. Then you get the Diazo emulsion. It's got 1 part emulsion plus sensitizer. The problem with that is it takes longer to burn, and this is quicker. It's a minute 35 seconds on my system. So obviously you don't want to coat your screens under all these lights because it is light sensitive, but we're going to do it now just for this. So you put it in a dark place with no UV. So what we can do is you find a box big enough for your screen. So once you've coated it, you can slot them so that you can dry your screen in the dark. You'll coat it up, put it in the dark somewhere, cover it with a cloth so the screen's dry in the dark. You can use a suitcase, anything big enough, but just make sure that you can get you use the wooden blocks just to get it off the ground and that it dries face down. Okay. Now to coat your screens, it's called a scoop coater, specially made. You pour the emulsion into here and then you hold it. It's got a flap. It's got a flap here. So you fill it up, you hold it against here, and you coat it up like that. So put your emulsion, it leans against the screen, and you coat it. If you do not have a scoop coater, we're going to try something. I suppose you could use your squeegee, but I wouldn't. We're going to try and coat the screen using a ruler. So obviously you're not going to do your emulsion in such light, but just pour our emulsion, take a ruler, there we go, the screen, oh, there we go, that's better. Okay, so there we have our screen coated, 1 stroke on the front, and then we would put it to dry face down. In our dark room. Obviously close it off. And then we'll let it dry overnight. Say it's 46 hours. I normally just do it overnight and it's dry, and then we can take it out and expose it. Okay, then if we're going to use the actual tool, I'm going to do it over here. We're going to coat quite a big screen here. Okay, so now they say you should coat front and back and let it dry and make more to build a gasket. I used to coat both sides. I must say the last year, maybe 2 years, I only coat once in the front. And I've never had a screen breakdown. And obviously there's not so much ink on the shirts, but you can give it 2 coats. This stuff is very messy. I'll keep it in the fridge so it gets a little bit thicker. Okay, so here we've got our emulsion. Then I'm going to put this edge against the screen, push it against here, it wells up against the screen, then we just drag it up. So you put the edge against the screen, push it against it, let it well up against the screen, and then you pull it up. And now you've coated your screen. As you can see, it's coated. You can now also put it in your box. So this was our darkroom space, face down, and let it dry. I just cut the edges off. And all we do, we just put all the emulsion back into the tub and go and clean. I keep the emulsion in the fridge just so it gets a little bit thicker, otherwise it's very runny. Get all the emulsion back into the pot. Close it off. And put it back in the fridge, and this we go wash out with water. And that's how you coat your screen.